Hey guys, I'm Master Lord here, back with another video, and welcome to a new game called Trove. Well, at least new to this channel. And this game is basically a pixelated third-person RPG, where you can travel around different worlds and different difficulties, kill monsters, get subclasses, get class gems. Because if you take a look at this, I have a bow and arrow, and I'm shooting much faster than any bow and arrow should, because if you take a look at my character, I have something called the class gem, which gives a certain class different abilities. Like, for me, for instance, rapid fire. But, of course, there are different classes, like Vanguardian. You have to craft this one. The rest can be bought or used with a class coin. So we got Dino Tamer, Chloromancer, Lunar Lancer, Revenant, Tomb Raiser, Boomeranger, Dracolite, Gunslinger, Neon Ninja, Candy Barbarian, Fade Trickster, Shadow Hunter, Ice Sage, Pirate Captain, and Knight. So the basic ones that you could choose when you start this game, I believe, is Knight, Ice Sage, Pirate Captain, Gunslinger, Candy Barbarian, Boomeranger, and Dracolite, and Tomb Raiser. The rest you have to either buy, craft, or use class coin on. So currently I'm using the Shadow Hunter, which specializes in destroy evil wherever it may hide. Heed the dark whispers of your captured shadow. Pick off distant enemies with a charged radiant arrow and trap them with sun snares when they get close. So this is the sun snare, which basically stuns your enemies. And for the abilities, you can look here. Of course, every class has a passive ability, a secondary ability, a number 1 ability, and a number 2 ability. Number 2 is usually like a ultimate sort of, and we have subclasses, which for mine is Chancer in combat to transform and receive some of the power of the Lunar Lancer, which gives me physical damage. And yes, there are 2 types of damage: magic damage and physical damage. So magic damage is basically for like the classes that use magic. I'm not actually using magic as a Shadow Hunter. Technically this counts as physical damage, and there are also different types of equipment. So this, I believe, yeah, it's a legendary, but legendaries aren't actually that hard to come by, because the rarer ones would be Radiant, which you would have to upgrade from Shadow. So yeah, there's a lot of complication in this game, along with dragon mounts. There's also, you can also have a face gear, hat gear, ally, which is more dragons. You can have a banner, which I don't currently own. You can have a ring, 2 emblems, a healing flask, which can also give different abilities, fishing pole, costume, mag rider, which is basically like a minecart in Minecraft, a ship for the water, wings to glide like this, and yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that you can do with the gems, mastery, and battle level. So this, what I'm in right now, is a large dungeon. So there are multiple types of dungeons: normal dungeon, large dungeon, recipe dungeon, unity shrine, which is basically like get 30 people here and you'll finish it, and outpost shrine. Outpost shrines are specialized in different things. I don't know if there's more than one, and there's build mode. You use this for your own cornerstone, which is basically like your house, which you can basically do anywhere. So this is a cursed skull. What it does, it summons multiple enemies for you to kill with waves. And of course, you get chests, you gotta break open, and it'll give you loot, along with shadow key fragments. And shadow keys, okay, this is rarer than illusory relic, and shadow keys are used to basically create shadow keys, which is for shadow towers, which gives some of the best loot you can get in the game, which in other words by rarity. So here's another cursed skull, and always in every single large dungeon there will be 3 or more objectives, and there will always be 1 3-star and the rest will be 1-star. There's never any 2-star, and every single dungeon will always have 1 1-star. So the other cursed skull was one of the 1-stars. How you check it is on the right side to the bottom, and of course you can have different quests later on in the game as well with different events. So let's do another cursed skull, and there are a diversity of enemies and biomes that come with this. So as you see, these are mostly related to like jade creatures because we're in like a Chinese location. The most default location would be the one in front of us, which is Peaceful Hills. The black one is Neon City. The pink is Candy. Orange is like a desert land. Snowflake, you get the idea. Blue is actually water. And if I remember correctly, yep, G is your boat, like that. And some boats can have cannons as well. You also have a dart maneuver, which is like this. You don't always have to do it in the air, you could just do that. And there's the 3-star one, Slay the Jade Dragon Ogre. So yes, there are also giant monsters which you can defeat for different quests. There are different types of quests that you can do, except for traveling quests, because it only happens in the dungeon. So if you take a look, this is my ultimate ability. It empowers this and kills. And this is a 3-star chest. And you can increase your chances of getting a shadow gear by getting Magic Find, which is here, minus 307. So you get better chances to drop large equipment, and this is a finish portal. And whenever a dungeon is complete, and yes, mounts can fly too, only some of them though. So when you finish a dungeon, if I just go over here, yeah, there's a giant X at the top of it, and on the map it'll have a giant X marked across it. So what it's saying is like, the dungeon is done, there's only like minor enemies, maybe some loot left behind. And if you saw before, I was doing a double jump or multiple jumps. So with different abilities, you can increase your amount of jumps, which is another thing. And since it's third person, you can look around the corners for different enemies and other things like that. So this is a sunlight and yes, you get all damage no matter what, even if you have equipment. So if you take a look at, so this is more of a peaceful location where you can harvest sunlight bulbs for crafting and other things like that. There are also different types of blocks that will do certain things. And over here is a cornerstone. Now, it's nothing right now, unless you can claim it. And once you claim it, your building will appear before you. And now, the default one is different, but you can always change it. So, like here, I have a lot of things, and I just realized I never actually completed this. So, if I just... yeah, you can destroy blocks as well. I don't know why I can't place it down. Oh, there we go. So, what these are, is they help you glide. Like that. So, if I were just to glide normally, it would just be like that. But if I were to go into one of these, just wait for it, and I would glide further. And yes, you can do these with your mounts as well. And most of the dragons can shoot fireballs, so destroy structures. Although the aiming isn't very accurate. And in your cornerstone, you can use things like a loot collector, which will be used to get stuff from some of the loot that you don't need. Shaper Star. And Forge is basically upgrading. And yes, you can reskin your weapons just in case if you don't like them. Chaos Core Crafter is for crafting the starter classes. Oh, okay. So here's starter classes. So I guess these are the ones that you can start with. So Candy, Barbarian, Boomerang Ranger, Tomb Raiser, Knight, and Gunslinger. Basic classes, I guess, are basic. Dracolite, Lunar Lantern, Pirate Captain, and advanced classes is for like advanced players. And collectibles, costumes, stuff like that. So, whoa, hold on. A okay, this is new. A charged Chaos Chest, which will grant past Chaos Chest rewards uncommonly, rarer Light Pegasus wings, and a very rarely a Light Pegasus. Also has a chance to award Dormant Light Spear Dragon Egg fragments. So I guess... Oh. Okay, so... Alright, so I guess you can create these. Ooh! Ooh, ooh. What is this? Dark Chaos Vault. A charged Chaos Chest. Okay, Dark Pegasus. Alright, so now I think I got 10 of those. Oh, I have a Chaos Chest. This is actually a chest that you can rarely get from doing dungeons, and they can give very rare equipment, and these are gems which you can equip here. Of course, the best gems are like the Radiant gems, so if you don't like your gems, then you can just go there. And let's see, so we got Dark Chaos Vaults, Sunlight Bulbs, Eye of Cthulhu, Lux, Dark Shy Dragon Egg Fragment, Radiant Shards, a Mount, Eye of Cthulhu, and Dragon Egg Fragment. So I don't know how many Dragon Egg Fragments you need to create one Dragon Egg, which you still need other stuff to actually make the Dragon Mount, but what you do with the mounts that you find, you click on it to learn, and your mastery will go up. Your mastery has also changed. So when your mastery goes up, you get more stuff, and those enemies will randomly spawn in different areas. I mean, I'm not actually in the recommended Uber, so it's not exact. And Enchant Forges for Enchantment Forges, and so everything's a little bit easy. But if I were to go to the home, then go over here to these glows, which will lead me here, it will highlight the places where I can go as a Shadow Hunter, which on the top left, there's my power rank. You can increase your power rank by using gems. So with a higher power rank, you can go to harder locations. So I was here at Uber 3. First difficulty is Novice, I think, and then I don't know the rest of them, but then it starts... Okay, Fey Forest starts as Uber 1, then Kandorian, the Candyland, Uber 2, Neon City, Uber 3, a Jurassic Jungle, Uber 4, Dragonfire Peaks, Uber 5, Forbidden Spires, Uber 6, I don't know if Forbidden Spires is something, and Prime is where all of them are there. So basically, Prime means that you've discovered all of them, and it just has everything. And Shores of the Everdark is where you get the class gems, but you need power rank of 5,000, so it might take you a while to get there, and you're going to need a team to even get to the chest anyways. So I'm not going to do that, but what I am going to do is go into one more dungeon in a high difficulty. I'll go for the Forbidden Spires. So this is basically the spawn area. So in this spawn area, you just spawn in, and then you travel around. You look at the map for different dungeons, and yes, players are also listed in the map. So you just go through the different dungeons and fight. Although for the large dungeons, you have to actually actively look for the different areas. Like it could be difficult to find them. It could not be difficult. And yes, you can activate Cursed Skulls just by attacking them. And then the best way to defeat these large dungeons is with a friend or other teammates. And this is the last one. I don't know how we got there. Ooh, so that's a shadow rarity. The dungeon's already done, but there is still one more objective in this dungeon, I'm pretty sure. Activate the Cursed Skull, yeah. Over there. This guy has already killed them all. So, yeah. Shadow is the rare, I believe, is the second rarest rarity you can get from natural worlds, or maybe the third, I don't know. And there are also these stronger monsters which are scattered across the world. You don't have to go through dungeons to find them, and they will drop some pretty good stuff, like where is it? Here, legendary gem box. So for each higher Uber, you get rarer gem boxes. So the higher the Uber, the higher the gems, and there are also empowered gems. The class gem is always an empowered gem, and you need to level up to actually unlock gem sockets. So empowered gems can actually give like special abilities to your class, which will, you know, empower you, if you didn't get that point. So I'm just gonna move on to this next dungeon as I start explaining the equipment. So yes, each equipment has different types of special to it. So, well, not exactly anything special. All it is stats, and you can use those stats to either upgrade your equipment. I mean, actually, no, the stats don't actually mean anything in upgrading equipment. It just means like what stats it has. And then yeah, so if I go over here, okay, we beat the dungeon already. So you can use the different stats to like find out what am I good at, and not every mask will actually be for you. So if I take a look at this, it has magic damage, and I don't have, and I can't use magic damage. So basically that'll mean nothing. So you have to be mindful as to what equipment is the best equipment to equip, and what equipment is the worst equipment to equip. So there's a lot of things that you have to put into thought when actually finding out the best equipment. So as you can see, maximum health, attack speed, and physical damage, so it's pretty good. And these are community designed masks, so you can submit your own design with a 3D model maker, and who knows, they might actually add it into the game. And yes, every piece of equipment gets every single rarity. So yeah, so if you submit a design to the Treon Worlds, which is the developers of the game, they'll see if they like it or not, and if they like it, they'll put it into the game with all the different rarities, going from common all the way to shadow, radiant, and so on and so forth. So, and there are flux crystals. Flux is one of the most common crafting materials you would need for anything, really. So you want to gather a lot of flux, and there are also clubs in this world, which is for more of the community. There's Radiant Day Springs, where each day of a month you can get tokens for different rewards that you can get at the Radiant Dayspring. Gem Forge is basically for upgrading gems with different stats. I mean, you usually upgrade gems in your character menu, but that's not the point. And for the last battle of the video, I think I'm going to go over to the home and show you the Shadow Tower. And I'm just kidding, I'm not going to show you the tower. I'm going to go to the Geode Sanctuary, which is actually one of the newest locations they actually put into this game. So it's like a secondary location, just like a Shadow Tower. I'll let you figure out the Shadow Tower on your own. This game is free to play, so yeah. So I'm just going to show you what the Geode Sanctuary is. So basically, Geode is a place where you just mine. Your weapons, mounts, and jumps are disabled. You can tend to the animals or just mine for the stuff. Mine for different materials which you can use to upgrade yourself and your mining experience. So this is basically like a completely different view of Trove, where you're just moving around, hooking to different objects, and just mining. And for the final, now for the final thing of the video, we're going to go to Bomber Royale. Okay, so this is Bomber Royale, basically a battle royale with bombs. So, of course, your weapons are disabled. All you have is bombs and a hook. So you can of course choose between classes. It doesn't really matter. Actually, wait, you can't choose between classes. So I'm just gonna wait for this to work, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, here we go. So Bomber Royale, I'll show you what it is. So, take a look, and it isn't anything like any other Battle Royale game. It's just where the area disintegrates, and then you just throw some bombs. Oh god, you have to be careful though. They can still bounce. You have to be mindful as to how to use your bombs so that they'll actually hit people. And I'm pretty sure they automatically explode when they hit walls. And another bomb. And another bomb. And I don't know if you respawn in this game. Most of the mechanics of Bomber Royale are still a bit of a mystery, but I will figure it out. And there are heal, so I'm just gonna throw some bombs around. And I guess you have different charges for bombs. There's a guy. Oh, I hit him. I got a hit. Okay, here we go. So, I guess the best advantage would be to move around or stay on a high point. So, okay. Oh. That guy tried to kill me, but I ain't gonna die today. Alright. And I guess it's just the action packs, unlike most Battle Royale games where you have to like go look for the stuff and then you have to like hide or run around until you can actually find people to kill. Oh, I got a hit. I think I killed him. Maybe. Oh, I'm going down. I'm going down. Okay, so you only have one double jump, but of course you can do 2 jumps if you didn't jump initially. Oh god. Okay. I'm a little bit low on health, but that's fine, because I will survive. Never mind, I'm gonna die. Okay, so this is what to do. And that's all I have to say for this video. So, for my final trick, I'm going to go into the boat, which also has a camera. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please leave a description oh no, not a description. My social media is in the description, but not... No, description, but not subscriptions. So, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And all in all, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!